In today's video, we're going to use yet another classic Williams mug soap. Stay tuned. Hey there folks, and welcome back. And as I said before, today we're going to use Williams mug soap, another soap that is a classic and very, very inexpensive. You can get like 3 of these pucks, which you'll see here, which I've used a number of times for like $6 or $7 with Amazon Prime. And of course, if you have Amazon Prime, it's free shipping. We're going to use our Razor Rock Plus Soft again, because it represents my least expensive brush. So we're trying to shoot for that budget category. The razor today will be Gillette Black Beauty. Now, it's not quite as inexpensive depending on the condition. If you get one that's really, really nice, it can be, $50, $40, $50. And again, it's been a long time since I bought these, so my prices may be off. They tend to fluctuate, go up and down. And so just be cognizant of that. Let's use a little more water. And we'll get our load on here. Get it all over my hand, of course, and make a mess because, of course, the soap this expensive doesn't come in a container. But that's all right. We can still work with it. And the scent on this, sort of to me, a citronella candle type scent. That's what I get out of it. There were rumors last year that this was going to be discontinued. And then, as it turns out, it was not. I actually received an email from the company that said, yes, they were going to discontinue it. Then I think a lot of people emailed and, inquired, and eventually they reversed themselves, I guess, because later they started saying they weren't going to discontinue it. So now, is this the greatest soap of all time? No. But will it provide for a really nice shave? Yes. And it's classic. It's very inexpensive. You may have seen your dad or grandfather use this. It's been around for a long time. The current formula, of course, is different from the original, I am told. But looks like we've got a good enough load here, so let's wet the face and get started. Stay tuned. All right, so here we go today with Williams mug soap. And again, I want to mention, like I mentioned in the videos yesterday, if you want to contact me, the way to do it is email me at tsevangelist@live.com. Again, if you're on Facebook and we're in the groups, I don't receive messages from, just folks who are in the groups or random people, Facebook messages. So, email me. I don't see the comments on YouTube. I don't see the messages from YouTube. Emailing me is the only way to contact me if you want a response. So please keep that in mind. If you send me a Facebook message and you're not a person I talk to on a day-to-day basis, not a real friend per se, you will not get a response because I won't even see the message. They just sit. So just wanted to make sure everybody knew that. If you want a response, again, email me. Now, on to some other matters. One of the things to mention as we're wrapping up another wonderful year, some people say 2016 was terrible. I don't think so. And by the way, this lather is not very good. I need to work this a little more. And it's okay. If you find your lather is lacking, revisit the puck, get a better load, and keep going. This is not usually what happens, but this is a little on the foamy side. Now, it'll work, but it's not really what I want. So I'm going to revisit the puck here. And that is okay. It's not a crime to do it. So don't feel compelled to continue on with the subpar lather, even though my lather today may not be great. I'm going to get it at least where I know I'm going to get a decent shave out of it. All right, so we've loaded a little more. Let me rinse my hand. Let's see if we can improve on this a little bit, because that's not very good. And that is the problem that some people have with Williams mug soap. It tends to get a little foamy, and it's really not what you want. We'll see if we can improve on that a little bit with a little water, a little more soap. And when I get it to at least a satisfactory level, will go with it. I've used this product before on video. This is not quite as foamy now. At least it's workable. It's not the greatest, but it'll work. And again, revisit that puck if you need to. It's not a crime. And this is workable. Is it great? No. But it's more than adequate for me. Don't be afraid to go back and revisit that puck, folks. By the way, this Black Beauty set on 8, I believe. Is it 8? Yeah. That feels pretty good. Again, a soap this expensive, it's not great, but it's workable. As you'll see, by the end of this shave, I will have gotten a great shave. The lather here is just, not particularly good, to be honest with you. But that's what we do here on this channel. We show you what is, and I give my opinions straight up, and at times I take heat for it, and that is entirely okay. I speak my mind. Oh, I'm going the wrong way on pass 1. And I will continue to do so. Most of my shaves are just this. We're just shaving along like I am right now, like I did yesterday, like I've done for the last number of weeks. But when an issue comes up in the community that is important to me, I will continue to speak up about it, because there just aren't that many people who are willing to do it, because they have concern about who knows what. But you have to stand up for what you believe in. That's what I believe. All right, great first pass. We'll come back for pass 2. So I went ahead and put it in a bowl. So what I'm going to do here before pass 2 is work this a little bit more. Let's see if I can't get a little better result out of this Williams mug soap. Sort of beat it into submission. I took a little piece of the puck off and put it in the bowl here so I can really get to it a little more, because it's shifting around in my hand. So we'll see if I can't do a little better on pass 2. And again, it is not a crime to do so. And this is looking better, actually, so let's see if we can't do a little better for pass 2. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, let's set our bowl aside. Excuse me. Yeah, this looks a little better here. Just cut a little piece off and put it in the bottom of the bowl. Just kind of stuck it in there. And now we're looking better. I worked it a little actually off cam so I could save a little time. And this looks almost completely different. Or at least more than adequate. All right, now we're where we need to be. Anyway, if you have trouble with your soap, change it up, which is what you saw me do today. Instead of just holding the puck in my hand, I cut a little piece off, put it in the bottom of my bowl, and really, really worked it. Put a little more water in there as well. So if you have trouble, maybe add a little more water. Now I've got a much, much better lather. Night and day. It's not perfect, but it's quite good now. Still got that citronella type of scent. Anyway, continuing on, where we'll talk a little bit about 2016. There are a number of times in 2016 where I've, stood up for what I believe in. I'm going to continue to do so. And people often confuse that with drama. Look, when you do something that affects people that I care about, I'm going to speak up about it, and I'm going to speak with my dollar. I'm not going to call for boycotts. I'm not going to create a ruckus and try to ruin the experience of everybody who uses brand X or brand Y or a razor maker or soap maker, whatever. But I'm going to say my piece and then move on. What generally continues the controversy is when everybody piles on, either pro or con, trying to defend or, what you have to understand is it's okay. And I've said this before. It's okay not to use a brand. It's okay for you to speak with your dollar, right? So you don't have to be out there and be provocative and go on the defensive trying to hurt people. But it's okay to speak your mind and then speak with your dollar. We don't all have to like the same brands, right? That's something I really want to get through to people. Your choice is your choice, and my choice are my choice. And what you see on this channel are soaps that I buy 98% of the time. Every now and then a new soap maker or someone will send me something to try, and I tell you guys, and then I give it away, as you know. But the rest of the stuff, which you see, which is about 98%, if I were to guess, I buy. I buy things on this channel that I intend to use, that I like, that I believe in, right? So you're not going to see certain brands on this channel simply because I'm either not interested, I don't believe in them, I've never tried them, right? So there you have it. We'll continue on with that in pass 3. Stay tuned. All right. Pass 2 was much better than pass 1 because the lather, was considerably better. Considerably better. Again, folks, don't be shy about going back and working your soap. Because my first pass, the lather just wasn't that great. And that can happen to anybody. Whether you've been shaving 5 years or 5 months or 5 days. So go back, work it more, and this is way better. Way, way better. I'm very happy with how this turned out. What I did was added quite a bit more water. And like I said, put it in the bottom of that bowl. Now it's considerably better. I'm not getting that foaminess that I was getting initially. Anyway, continuing on in our conversation. It's okay to speak your mind. It's okay to speak with your dollar. But in my view, what tends to be a problem is when the sort of brand loyalists or zealots get on their campaign, to like a call to arms. Every time there's a criticism of a brand, the zealots come and their job is to attack everyone else who has a differing opinion. And that's really not right. I mean, say your piece. I like this brand. But you don't attack the individual who has a differing opinion, right? That's the way I look at it. You don't need to attack them. You don't need to try to minimize their opinion or perspective. You can combat that if you wish. I don't think you need to, because most brands speak for themselves in terms of quality. But if you feel the need to do it, why don't you talk about what's right, what you like about that product? You don't have to try to attack those who don't. And that's sort of the way I look at it. So in 2017, I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing. I will continue not using brands I don't believe in or I feel have crossed the line or just aren't good enough. I will speak out on those issues that I feel warrant speaking out on, and then I'll move on, just as I always have. That's not going to change. And I will continue to buy products that I believe in and use them and show them to you guys. And yes, you've seen a lot of Sterling and Katie's Bubbles and Razor Rock and many other brands the latter part of this year, because it's what I'm buying, it's what I believe in, it's what's working well for me. But also I'm trying to pull in some of these other products too that I haven't used for a while, like these classics. And as you can see, I should say, got a great shave today with a very inexpensive soap. You could do it too. Stay tuned, we'll come back for the post. All right, even before we get to the witch hazel today, I wanted to show you, again, today we used Williams mug soap. And initially we had a little trouble lathering it. I don't know if you can see this, but towards the bottom here, I cut off like a thin sliver of this soap and pressed it into a bowl and really worked it with some water, and it produced a much better result. So if you get something foamy, maybe try that. Cut off some thin slivers, press it, work it, and see if it doesn't turn out with something usable. That's what I had to do today. And it's not a crime to do that, folks. Stay tuned while I rinse my hands, then we'll come back with the rest of the post. All right, and as always, in comes the magic. Made by Witches. There's Witch Hazel, which is excellent stuff. Very, very good. And by the way, the software that I'm using today is very inexpensive. Very inexpensive. Like I said, 3 pucks of Williams is like $6 on Amazon. Did require me to work a little extra, but the result is good. Before we get to the aftershave, which is very inexpensive, we'll show you the Gillette Black Beauty short handle. These are not inexpensive. Sometimes you can get lucky on eBay and find one for $30 or so. Usually they're more if they're in very good condition. Razor Rock Plus Soft, very, very inexpensive. $9 to $12, somewhere in that range usually. Works very, very well. It even beat the mess out of that Williams mug soap, beat it into submission. So again, the performance speaks to itself. And last but not least today, a really old-fashioned aftershave. Most of your dads probably use this. Skin bracer. Sadly, you know, this one's not in the old glass bottle anymore, but it's still skin bracer. Still same old scent. May not be exactly the same formula. It does pour heavy because it's got that big hole up there, but that's okay because it's cheap. It's inexpensive. We don't worry about it. It doesn't hang around a super long time, but let me tell you, I very much remember my dad always having skin bracer on hand. So it's what he used to use. It's grab a little bit of a nostalgia from your drugstore, Rite Aid, Walgreens, CVS, whatever. They usually carry it along with Clubman and like Aqua Velva and a few other classics. Skin bracer, usually, I don't know, $6, $8, somewhere in there probably, or you can get it on Amazon. Thanks as always, folks, for watching, and until next time, let's make America shave again.